So Ben Affleck is all set to return as Batman in Aquaman 2. Yes. It is happening. To be very honest with you, I totally did not see this coming. When I woke up in the morning and read about this news, I was ecstatic. I was absolutely overjoyed after hearing this news. Jason posted these images of himself with Ben Affleck. You can see Ben Affleck with his hairstyle looks very similar to that of Bruce Wayne from the comics. In the caption he wrote, "Reunited Bruce and Arthur. Love you and miss you Ben." WB Studio Tours just explored the backlit all right. Busted on set. All great things coming Aquaman 2. All my aloha. Now he also posted a video, which in fact reveals why Jason had to make Ben Affleck's appearance in Aquaman 2 public. In this video clip, we can see a tour bus with excited fans taking photos and videos with their cell phones. At that point, he might have realized that the word of Affleck on set with himself would soon be spreading throughout various social media platforms, so maybe he just figured it was best to get ahead of it and drop that information himself. So I think that pretty much can be taken as an official confirmation that Affleck will in fact be playing Batman in the Aquaman sequel, which is a great news for DC fans, especially Snyderverse fans. In my last video, I talked about the Shazam 2 Comic-Con trailer. I knew that the Batfleck and the Flash clips from Zack Snyder's Justice League had to mean something. I knew very well that Warner Bros. Discovery wanted to tell us something by showing us those clips. I mean, Warner Bros. Discovery could have simply avoided those clips in the Shazam trailer, and it would have made no difference to the actual trailer. The trailer would still be the same even without those scenes from Zack Snyder's Justice League. That could only mean one thing. Warner Bros. Discovery is trying to tell us quietly that do not believe in the rumors saying that Michael Keaton will replace Ben Affleck as Batman in the future DCEU movies. I am not saying those rumors are not true or anything. Michael Keaton could still replace Ben Affleck as Batman within the DCEU. But Warner Bros. Discovery wants to keep all of us in suspense. Now I want to get into the more technical aspect of this whole news, and what it really means for the future of the DCEU and the Snyderverse. Now there are two different possible reasons for this. One possibility is that after Warner Bros. Entered into a merger with Discovery, CEO David Zaslav might have looked into the future DCEU plans. He clearly did not like where the DCEU was headed. He was definitely not a fan of a 70-year-old Batman, who is even older than Commissioner Gordon, to be the main Batman of the DCEU. If reports are to be believed, Zaslav believes that Batman and Superman are the iconic IP of DC. He wants people to take Batman and Superman seriously, and to be the main focal point of the DCEU going forward. So he might have felt that there is a need to scrap all these current plans and make some serious changes in those plans. And I really hope that is the case. There is also another possible reason for the Batfleck cameo in Aquaman 2. Now, if you do not know already, The Flash is slated to release in June of next year. Aquaman 2 is supposed to release in December of this year. Before the delays, the Flash movie was supposed to release in November of this year, while Aquaman 2 was slated to release in March of next year. So the initial plan was to have Aquaman release after the Flash movie. And if you do not know already, the Flash movie is supposed to reboot the entire DCEU, and have Michael Keaton replace Ben Affleck as the main Batman. So if Michael Keaton appears as Batman in Aquaman as per the new scheduled release dates, fans would have no idea of his existence. The general audience would be completely confused about the cameo of Michael Keaton's Batman. Now, in order to avoid such a confusion, Warner Bros. Discovery might have reshot the entire scenes involving Michael Keaton and replaced them with Ben Affleck. I think this is the most likely explanation. Although there is a possibility that the entire plan of Michael Keaton replacing Ben Affleck within the DCEU has been reconsidered by David Zaslav. I think the very fact that Ben Affleck agreed to return as Batman again for Aquaman 2 is a big deal in itself. If you watch some of his earlier interviews, it felt like he did not enjoy very much playing Batman. But now he agreed to come back to play Batman for not one, not two but 3 different occasions. First for the Snyder Cut reshoots, the second for the Flash movie, and now third for Aquaman 2. Now, it was widely believed that Ben Affleck would return as Batman only on one condition. That is if the Snyderverse is restored. He would only come back if Zack Snyder somehow was involved in the mix of things. Now, does that signify that the Snyderverse is getting restored at some point in the near future? If some early reports based on a test screening of the Flash movie are to be believed, Ben Affleck apparently dies off at the end of the Flash movie. However, in March of this year, Grace Randolph reported on Twitter that, in the latest cut of the Flash movie, Ben Affleck in fact does not die off at the end of the movie. Now, I am not claiming that these reports are absolutely true or anything. But I think there is a chance that Warner Bros. Discovery might have deliberately delayed the release dates of all the upcoming DCEU movies in order to make some huge changes to these movies. Michael Keaton replacing Ben Affleck as Batman could not be the plan anymore. Ben Affleck could come back as Batman even after the Flash movie. If you look at the delays, the Flash movie has been subjected to the maximum amount of delay. It was supposed to release this year in November. But right now, currently it is slated to release in June of next year. So, this movie has been delayed for 9 long months. And interestingly, the Flash movie was also supposed to reboot the DCEU. It had the maximum impact on the future of DC movies going forward. Now, some of you might be confused about the Batgirl movie, which is about to release next year. Michael Keaton is all set to reprise his role in the movie. So how is Warner Bros. Discovery adjust that, if they are planning to have Ben Affleck continue playing his role as Batman? Now I have a solution to this problem. I think the Batgirl movie needs to happen in an entirely different universe. It is different from the Snyderverse and even the Burtonverse. It could be kind of like the Venomverse and the MCU. They are two completely different universes but connected within the bigger multiverse of things. So what can be done is that, have Michael Keaton play an old Bruce Wayne within that universe and train his other Bat family members like Nightwing, Batgirl as well as Batman Beyond. In that way, we can get 3 different Batman-based universes, the Matt Reeves verse, the Snyderverse and the Bat Family verse. Robert Pattinson's Batman can give us some real-world dark, gritty character-driven stories, while Affleck can show us Batman's adventures with the Justice League, as well as the much-anticipated Batfleck vs. Deathstroke movie. The Batgirl universe can focus on the other Bat family characters like Nightwing, Batman Beyond, Red Hood, Batwoman and Batgirl. In this way, Warner Bros. Discovery can sort out all the mess involving the different versions of Batman, and avoid any kind of confusion. Now, if you look at people associated with Zack Snyder and the Snyderverse in general, there has been a lot of cryptic teases being made over the course of the last 1 year. Now, I am not saying that the Snyderverse is definitely getting restored. But I strongly believe that the hopes are still alive for the restoration. Now, I am going to say something which some of my viewers might not agree on. I really hope as a fan that Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill will carry on their roles within the DCEU even if the Snyderverse is not restored. I would rather have Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill work under a different director than having them waste their potentials and leave their roles completely. Speaking of Henry Cavill, I have observed a lot of people completely give up on the hope that he is going to return to the DCEU after his absence at San Diego Comic-Con. They have completely started hating on Warner Bros. Discovery. Well, I have news for you. Henry Cavill has tested positive for COVID-19. I hope he recovers very soon. He is my Superman, and I am sure for all my viewers as well. Could this be the reason as to why he was not present at Comic-Con? I do not know. But I still think that he is still very much Superman of the DCEU. I explained my views about San Diego Comic-Con 2022 in my last video. You can check that out as well. So that is all I have to say in this video. Let me know your thoughts about this whole Batman situation in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, like it, share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel.